Let's take a look at the chart action for ADA. Alright, so here's what I was looking at in my last video. We had a channel pattern, something like this, and we broke that going to the downside. It kind of faked us out and popped back up, but now we're going back down, should I say. I was targeting from the top to the bottom of this channel, maybe something like that, dragging this to the breakout right here, and I was looking at a target of around 1.51. That's where I have my limit order set anyways. If you zoom out a little bit, we can get support, we could get a trend line from this support and this support, and it kind of lines up with that target right there, very close to it. It's not perfect. In fact, a lot of this chart doesn't really look perfect in general. That channel pattern that I was looking at right here isn't really perfect, and the way that we broke down and then kind of came back up, that's not perfect either. But the main thing I'm probably watching right now is this resistance and this resistance. Let's do a trend line going to the downside. And actually, we could probably delete this channel pattern because we don't really care about it too much anymore. The main thing we're watching is we're still watching the target. That's what I'm still watching, that 151 target. It looks like we're getting really close. And then the other main thing I'm watching is this downtrend. If we could break this downtrend going to the upside, that will be our signal that maybe we're changing direction and maybe we're starting to go bullish again. But until we break this trend line, then I'm assuming that it's going to give us a hard time and kind of push us down. Like I said, though, I am looking at that 151 level. It was that channel pattern target, and it kind of lined up right here. But as you can see, the trend line is moving up, and if it would have hit it right here, then that would have been the same, that would have been lined up right. But as you can see, the trend line is going up, so we're kind of meeting the trend line at a higher level. I'm not sure if I'm going to get my limit order filled, but if we break this trend line going to the upside, then that'll be my signal pretty much, or that's what I'll kind of use, because we are in some pretty good levels right now, in my opinion, or we're approaching the level that I was looking at since pretty much up here, I think. The next level, though, if we start getting red volume going to the downside, the next level that I'll be watching very hard is right here, this white trend line. So this is sitting at around 105, 110 approximately. In my opinion, every time we're coming down right here, it looks like that's a good level of support that we are hitting. And I was looking at like 117. It was a little higher, but I think at this 110, maybe what's right here, maybe 112, I don't know, somewhere around there. Just check it out on your own chart. I think right here in all this support is a good level for maybe a limit order. This is the first limit order. If we start pushing down harder, then I'll probably set up another one down here. Like I said, around 112, 110, something like that. So if we come back to this area, like I said, we're watching this downtrend, and the other thing we can kind of do is we have resistance right here and resistance right here. Let's do another trend line going to the downside, something like this. Even if we break this trend line going up, we're probably going to start targeting the previous resistance levels, which would be maybe around 192 or maybe 2.28. These two levels right here. And like I was saying, we might break through this, but this might cause us some resistance, and we might have to trade in this area, maybe do something like that before we decide up or down again. Hopefully, if we could break out of this trend line, then we can start trading here and we get another break to the upside. Then we can maybe target this level. And there's also a lot of resistance right here. So I think this would probably be the next target that we'd be looking at, maybe around 2.33 or 2.28. These levels right here, like I said, there's a lot of resistance right there. And then what I would want to do, maybe start trading in this area, and then maybe we could pop up and hit this one up here at around 2.97, something like that. First things first, though, we're going to want to break out. We're going to want to break to the upside, because right now we're trending to the downside. Like I said, we want to break to the upside and then break to the upside. Right now we're trending down, and I'm kind of curious. It looks like we're testing this bottom support line. It's like I said, it's possible that we break down and we start looking at this support level right here. So those are the bearish and bullish scenarios I'm looking at. Bearish and maybe bullish, at least. I mean, we're trading in kind of this area right here. So yeah, we'll kind of see what happens. And in general, though, if you kind of zoom out, or if we kind of take a look at the bigger picture, should I say, we are still on this uptrend right here. So until we break this uptrend, then I don't know. I'm thinking that it might hold support and we might get a bounce. Let me know what you think, though.